Shifting briefly over to the German bishops and that developing story that we've been talking about for years now. They have done the very thing that Fiducia Supplicans told them not to do. The document Fiducia Supplicans, that allows for blessings of gay couples. The church has emphasized the blessing is for the persons, not the union. The document stresses that these have to be spontaneous and not ritualized. The German bishops have thumbed their nose at the Vatican and gone through with a ritualization process for these blessings. After years of tension between the Vatican and the German Bishops' Conference, a fragile truce born out of months of dialogue is once again under strain that caused Germany's decision to publish pastoral guidelines for the blessing of same-sex couples, a move Rome insists was never approved. So they know it's wrong. They know it goes against Fiducia Supplicans, but they're just saying, you know what, we're doing it anyway, and we're going to have a ritual for blessing homosexual couples. Rome has told them don't do it. They're doing it anyway. What's Rome going to do? I don't know, if anything. Because if they do something, they would have to discipline the entire bishops' conference. And in a day and age when Rome disciplines almost nobody, do you really think they're going to discipline an entire episcopal conference? Probably not. Probably not. So they might end up getting away with this. Now, that's the equivalent of me as a parent telling my kids, don't do this. They say, we're going to do it anyway. We don't care what you say. We know you're saying not to do it, but we're going to do it anyway. And then I just let it go and I'll let them do it. That's basically what is going on here if Rome doesn't swiftly act. The controversy, which erupted anew after the German Bishops' Assembly in Fulda in September, exposed not only a clash of interpretations, but also deeper questions about authority, obedience, and the meaning of pastoral care in the post-Francis era. At the heart of the dispute is a 40-page booklet titled Blessing Ourselves, Strengthening Love, published by the German Bishops' Conference in April. It offers a framework for blessing ceremonies for same-sex couples, the divorced and remarried, and other irregular unions. So it's not just same-sex couples, it's the whole nine. The document presents itself as a pastoral aid, not a liturgical ritual, but its structure, including prayers, acclamations, and scriptural readings, leaves little doubt about its ceremonial character. So that's how they're couching it. Well, it's not a liturgical ritual. It's a pastoral aid. Okay, it's a liturgical ritual that's not called a liturgical ritual. It's just called a pastoral aid, a distinction without a difference. But that's the way they're trying to couch it and sell it. The head of the German Episcopal Conference has repeatedly defended the initiative. At the September assembly, he told journalists the document had been produced in transparent consultation with the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith, portraying it as a contextual application of Vatican's 2023 declaration Fiducia Supplicans. For anyone asking now, there is no reason to withdraw it. So he's claiming it's in accord with discussions they've had with the DDF. The DDF is saying, no, it's not in accord with what we have been having a conversation about. But that narrative has been publicly contradicted, not by critics, but by the Vatican office that Batzing, the head of the German Episcopal Conference, invoked, Cardinal Fernandez. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I just want to remind you, hit the subscribe button and the like button. Also consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/reason and theology, or just hit the join button to become a channel member right here on YouTube. Okay, let's get back to the video. The head of the DDF. The Argentine prefect of the DDF stated flatly that Rome had not approved the German text, quote, "We wrote to the bishops some time ago," he said in early October, reminding them that Fiducia Supplicans excludes any form of ritualization, as the Pope himself has said, end quote. So I guess they're going to get around it by saying, well, it's not a ritualization. It's not a liturgical rite. It's a pastoral aid. So it is in accord with our conversations. I guess these conversations haven't been very effective. I suspect the the conversations between Rome and the German Episcopal Conference were very light. Rome wasn't really very clear on what was and wasn't expected, and wasn't very clear on consequences if disobeyed. And I suspect the German Episcopal Conference saw a weak Rome and a weak Roman response and saw, you know what? They're not going to do anything. We're going to make a move. I don't know. Could be wrong. That's my theory as to what's going on there. So, according to an investigation by Catholic journal Communio, the German bishops sent the draft to Rome in the name of the president of the conference, explicitly noting that no formal approval was being sought. Fernandez responded with sharp criticism of passages implying collaboration or an official procedure for such blessings, expressing that, according to the Vatican, it distorts the spirit of Fiducia Supplicans, which allows spontaneous, non-liturgical blessings of individuals, but not ceremonies that could suggest the church endorses same-sex unions. They claimed to have revised the document in consultation with Rome, though the changes appear to have been largely cosmetic. So nothing has really changed. The issue has gained additional weight under Leo, who has moved swiftly to reassert doctrinal clarity after years of what many saw as pastoral ambiguity. I don't agree with the article here. I don't believe that he has brought any more clarity than, say, Pope Francis. I know that's the narrative in the media, but as I've been showing y'all with the primary sources all along on a nearly daily basis, that's just not in accord with reality. That's a narrative of the media, but it's just not true. I think that whatever lack of clarity was there under Pope Francis, the same would still exist today. Nothing has changed doctrinally as far as emphasis or theology or clarity. Okay, so we'll see what Rome does. I suspect this is going to be a losing battle for Rome, and Rome's going to have to let them do their thing. And they're not going to say, you know what, we're going to replace all of you. I don't think Rome's going to go that far. And when that happens, if it happens, who knows? I don't know the future. I could be wrong. But if that happens, I think that will give justification for other Episcopal conferences to do whatever they want as well. And so it will set a very bad precedent. Very bad precedent. Especially in an age when there's so much conversation about synodality. This is a recipe for disaster. Because then people will just say, look, we have synodally decided to do X, Y, and Z in our Episcopal conference. And if Germany gets away with this, you can get away with anything at that point. Anything. So I think Rome needs to come down really hard on the German bishops and swiftly. I don't think that's going to happen in this pontificate. From what I can tell by Pope Leo, he does not appear to be very firm on the question of church discipline. Neither was his predecessor, and neither was his predecessor, and neither was his predecessor. There is very, very little emphasis on church discipline, especially in the post-conciliar period. It's weakening, it's lessening as we progress through pontificates. So I don't think Pope Leo is going to be the one to address the German bishops. And I don't think that the cardinals were thinking about that situation when they chose him. Let's hope I'm wrong. I'd be totally happy to be wrong. We'll see. But those are my thoughts on how this is probably going to play out. I hope you enjoyed this video clip. I have a link to the full video in the comment section. If you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. We'll see you next time.